In the previous class, we have discussed regarding what are the different classification of surveying. Just we will just overview it so that we will be having the revision of it, and then we in today's class we will be focusing our study on the principle of surveying and how the surveying work will be done in the three phases that we are going to study in our today's class. Okay, so the surveying is going to be primarily it is going to be divided into the plane surveying and the geodetic surveying. The plane surveying, here what we are going to consider, even though earth surface is spherical in shape, we consider that the earth surface is plane. Okay, earth surface is plane, and if we are going to do a survey, okay, whatever the triangles or whatever the things lines we are going to get, we are considering it as a straight, and we are going to have the straight triangles or the plane triangles, and this is used for the work with the lower accuracy and the area for less than 250 square kilometer. Geodetic surveying, here we consider that the earth surface is spherical in shape, and whatever the, if we are going to do a surveying here, if we, whatever the lines we are going to get, we are going to get the spherical lines, and here we are going to do it with the more accuracy. Okay, with more accuracy, more precise accuracy, we are going to do this geodetic surveying, and it is used for the area where more than 250 square kilometer area has to be surveyed. That is, we need to take care regarding geodetic surveying. Then we are going to divide the surveying into based upon the nature of study. We are going to divide it upon according to the land surveying, okay, and marine surveying. The main is land surveying, marine surveying, and then we are going to have this astronomical surveying. Okay, then we are this is the main classification based upon the nature of the field, and then classification based on the object of a survey. We are going to have these five types, that is engineering, military, and mine, and a geological survey and archaeological survey, and then classification based on the instrument. Here we are based upon the instrument, how the survey has to be carried out, we are going to see it. So land survey will be done having the topographical survey, cadastral survey, and city survey. Marine survey is done for water bodies, and then astronomical will be done for the determining the absolute location of the point or absolute location of the any line of the earth surface. Okay, so this is regarding the classification of a survey based upon the nature of the field, based upon the object of the study, and then based on the instrument used. Okay, now we are going to concentrate our study on the principle of surveying. Surveying is having two basic principle. One is the location of point by measurement from the two reference point. So this is our the first principle on which the surveying is dependent, and the another principle is to work from whole to part. Okay, the another principle is to work from whole to part. Okay, so these are the two principles of surveying. Here in the first principle, what we are going to determine is as the location of point by measurement of 2 points of reference. We are going to determine the point location of one point by having the 2 points of reference. That we are going to do in the first that is first principle. Okay, now here the relative position of points to be surveyed should be located by measurement from at least 2 points of a reference. That is, here if we want to locate this, we are going to take these 2 points of reference. The position of already it has been fixed. Okay, the position, if we want to determine the third point, right, P and Q, we should know it, the position we should know it, and it should be already we should know regarding their position. Okay, now let P and Q be the two reference points on the ground, and the distance PQ is going to be measured accurately, and the relative positions P and Q should be plotted on a sheet to some scale. Okay, the points P and Q will thus it is going to serve as a reference point, since we are going to measure PQ and we are going to do it on a pass it on a sheet. We will be knowing their exact location, okay, and any other point such as R, it can be located by having the 5 methods. So here P and Q are the 2 points of reference, okay. Here we are going to measure it on a sheet of paper, and the P and Q locations will be already known. And now what we are going to do is we are going to locate the location of the R, right, by having P reference point P and Q. Okay, now by the in the first method, okay, the first method is this, okay, the first method is this, okay, the distance PR, okay, the distance PR and the distance QR is going to be measured. If you want to locate R, the distance PR and distance QR can be measured, and the point R can be plotted by swinging the two arcs, that is PR, okay, and PQ. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to measure PR and we are going to measure QR, and then from P we are going to have one arc, and from Q we are going to have the another arc, and then if we do the arcs we are going to locate the point R. Okay, so this principle is very much, it is going to be used in chain surveying. Okay, so what is, how is the chain surveying and all that we are going to study further, but here the first point PR and QR will be already measured, and we are going to have the two arcs from P and from Q, and then we wherever it is going to get culminated or it is going to be joined, there we are going to have the location of point R. Then the next method is a perpendicular, right? This particular method is the second method. A perpendicular RS, okay, the perpendicular RS can be dropped on the reference line P and Q. P and Q is the reference line, and the length PS, okay, the length PS and the SR can be measured. Okay, the PS and SR can be measured. The point R, okay, the point R can be plotted using the set square. Okay, the point R can be plotted by using the set square. Okay, I'll repeat it. The location RS, it is going to be, we are going to plot it on a line PQ, and the distance PQ, the distance, okay, the lengths PS and SR is going to be measured, and then R can be plotted by using the set square, it is which is at an angle of 90 degree. Okay, so this is how the location R can be plotted. Now the third method is the distance QR. Okay, the distance QR and the angle PQR. Okay, the distance QR and the angle PQR can be measured, and the point R can be plotted either by means of a protractor. Okay, here the distance QR is known, and the angle PQR can be measured. Okay, PQR can be measured, and thus we are going to locate the point R. Okay, this principle is used in a traversing. Okay, then next is the fourth method. Okay, in this particular method, the distance, okay, the distance PR and QR are not measured. Okay, PR and QR are not measured. Okay, but okay, the angle RP, okay, the angle RPQ and RQP are going to be measured. The distance PR and QR are not measured, but the angle RPQ and PQR have to be measured. Okay, knowing the distance PQ, okay, we already know the distance PQ, okay, and R is plotted either by means of a protractor or by a solution of angle PQR. This principle is used in the method called as a triangulation. This method is used in the process called as a triangulation. Next, the fifth method, the angle RQP and the distance PR is measured, okay, and the distance PR is measured, and R is plotted, okay, either by an protractor angle and swinging the arc from P trigonometrically. Okay, this principle we are going to use it in the process of traversing. Okay, so this is how we are going to locate the one point by having the P and Q as a reference point. Okay, first I'll just revise it. Here P and Q we already know it, and then the distance PR and QR is known. Then we are going to have we are going to stretch an arc from P and then R, and the distance Q. Here we are going to swing it. Then we are going to have a point of culmination, or we are going to get the third point. We are going to join it. The second method, the distance, a perpendicular RS can be dropped to the line PQ, and the lengths PS and SR is going to be measured by using the set square. Third method is the distance QR, okay, and the angle RQP is known, and then we are going to join the lines. Fourth one is the angle RPQ and the PQR. We are going to measure their angles. Okay, we are going to measure the distance. In fourth method, what we are going to do is we are going to measure the angle RPQ and PQR, but not the distance QR and PR, and from that we are going to have an angle, and then we are going to have this we are going to locate the point R. Then the next is the angle RQP, okay, the angle RQP and the distance PR are measured, and the point R is plotted either by protracting an angle and swinging an arc from P. Okay, this is measured, and we are going to swing the arc P, and then we are going to join it. So this is how we are going to determine the location of a point from the two reference point. Okay, now we are going to see the next principle of surveying, that is by work from whole to part. Okay, to work from whole to part. This is the second principle of surveying. As the name is suggesting, it is the whole to part. Now, whole to part means first we are going to have the larger measurements and then the smaller measurements. Here, what we are going to do is, if we are going to visit a particular site, right, what we are going to do is we are going to do the whole area into the large triangles, and then we are going to measure these larger triangles with a high accuracy. Okay, we are going to, if we are going to visit one particular site, we are going to divide that particular site into the large number of triangles. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, for example I have shown it. Okay, then what we are going to do is we are going to measure, or we are going to calculate the area of these triangles very accurately with the very highest precision. Okay, we are going to calculate their area. Then after calculating these areas, what we are going to do is we are going to divide these larger areas, area of a triangle, into the smaller triangles. Okay, we are going to divide the area into the smaller triangles. Okay, then what we are going to do is these are subdivided into the smaller triangles which are with the less accuracy. Okay, these larger triangles will be calculated with the higher precision and higher accuracy, and these smaller triangles we are going to have with the less accuracy. The object of this system is to prevent, okay, why we are going to do is to prevent the accumulation of error and to control the localize the minor error. Why we are going to do is we want to minimize the errors that is going to occur, okay, due to the, say, might be manual error, might be the instrumental error. We try to reduce it. On the other hand, if we are work from part to whole, that is from the smaller triangle to the larger triangle, the small errors are magnified in the process and expansion of survey, and it is going to become uncontrollable at the end. So if we work from smaller areas to the larger areas, then it is going to if any mistakes, if we have done it while having the smaller triangles, then it is going to be compounded and it is going to give you a big error at the end. So that is the reason why we work from whole to part, from larger one first and then to the smaller one. So this is how we are going to have the work from whole to part. Now we will see what are the phases of surveying. Okay, what are the phases of surveying is consisting of? The surveying is consisting of three major phases. Okay, three major phases. One is recognizance survey, okay, and then field work and measurements, and then office work. Okay, here what is reconnaissance survey? Okay, it is nothing but we call it as a pre-field work and the measurement phase. It is pre-field work and measurement phase. Now what we exactly do is, if we want to carry out any project, okay, if we want to carry out any project, what we are going to do is we are going to first visit that particular site. We will be having a general picture before the commencement of any work. Now if we go on this particular site, what are the things are there on that particular site, we will be knowing it. Then what we do is, walking through the site, okay, it is going to help us to enable the terrain. We can understand how the terrain or how the topography of that particular land, any undulations are there or no, we are going to get to know it. And determining the survey method, what kind of a survey method we can adopt there, that we can understand, okay. And then the initial information, whatever we have gathered here from the recognizance survey, it is going to help in the taking out of the surveys. Recognizance survey is just nothing but just visiting the site, taking the rough information about the site, how the terrain is, how the area is, and all. We are going to have it, and what type of a survey is going to help us in that particular thing, we are going to understand from the recognizance survey. Then field work and measurement. Now we have the rough idea regarding the site and all from the recognizance survey. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to have an actual measurement of the field, and we are going to do the recordings. Okay, in this field work, what we have some method we have thought from the recognizance survey, that method we are going to implement it here, and we are going to have the actual field measurements, and we are going to record it into the field book, and we are going to carry out whatever the equipments, whatever we want, we are going to carry out those, take it those, and we are going to carry out the survey here. Next is the office work. Okay, this is the post field work. We have got the information about the field, we have got the values. Now we work in the field work stage, whatever the data has been collected, we are going to record it in the field, and we are going to decode into the office and prepare. We are going to prepare the chart, plan, and map, and the presentation to the clients and the other, to target the other audience. This is what we do here. Whatever the area, whatever the calculations, whatever we have brought from the fieldwork, or whatever the data we have brought from the fieldwork, that we are going to convert it into either plan, map, and then we are going to work out with the exact project. Okay, so this is what we have studied today's class. That is, we have studied what are the principle of surveying. In the principle of surveying, determination or finding out the location of a point, from the 2 points of reference and to work from whole to part, along with what are the different phases of surveying that we have studied in today's class. Thank you.